Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. We are live at halftime, 13-10 Raider lead. A little bit looking like the Eagles game, except for the offensive side of the ball. Thanks for coming on out. How you guys doing today, this early Sunday morning here on the West Coast? Good to see you guys out here. Dominique, I see you out here. I'm sure there'll be more people filing in here. Started a little bit early. I had an official schedule time of 11:30, but you know how halftime goes. Very short halftime. Hey, Sandy B, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yes, this is Eric here. We're live here with our halftime report. We're going to get right into it, and then put your questions here in the comments section, and we'll get to those as well. Your thoughts on the first half of this game. I'm going to give you my thoughts right now. And honestly, a little bit disappointed. I'm going to give you my normal rundown like I normally do here. We're going to first talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Couple things with the good here. Obviously, Ngakwe, I put in Swatway there. Having a pretty good game. A little slow there for the front four, but they got into the groove here. Awesome play there. Ended up getting 3 points on that drive. That turnover there on Daniel Jones. Had another sack later on in the game. And then Josh Jacobs, what I thought would happen, Josh Jacobs had another week off, bye week. He's looking like 100% now. He's doing those cutbacks. He looks like the running back we drafted, not hurt, looking very well overall. Running game's going pretty good. However, some of the bad things, I got to say it, Derek Carr is not looking like he has the past 2 weeks. I'm not sure if it's the whole Ruggs thing, if the offense is a little off, he's a little off, if the Giants have kind of figured him out a little bit. And it's been going on the whole game, especially that last drive there, overthrowing Waller in the seam there, wide open. That should have been a touchdown. We had to settle for 3 points there. And then the next one, I put Booker control. Devontae Booker, he's got over 100 total yards from scrimmage. And that was one of my keys. We'll get to that in a minute. Doing a terrible job, and when we do get him, he's getting like 5 yards a carry or something every time he's running the ball conventionally. And then when he's catching the ball in the flat, nobody's around him, nobody's covering him. It's like this defense doesn't realize that running backs can catch the ball out of the flat. And then I put the G-Men razzle dazzle, their little plays with Tony. I thought that was kind of hilarious, especially the first one where they lined up Daniel Jones out wide. I mean, they were running the ball well. Why not just go with the conventional run there, 3rd and short? They were running the ball pretty well on us, and they tried a little stupid play, and they ended up having to punt the ball. So, and then as far as the ugly, I had to put this one here as this little cheap shot here on our punter. This guy's a piece of shit. Obviously, if you look at the replay, he not only went out after him wide open, the play was basically over, and he went after his helmet. I mean, again, if this is like a Tom Brady, this guy would be suspended. He probably would have been thrown out of the game. It's an absolute joke. Big man going after a punter here, some piece of shit special teamer. I'm not even going to talk about his name. So let's talk about the keys to the game here. Now, I talked about these keys in my preview video, or actually in my preview live stream last night. You guys were there. Some of you guys were there. I saw you there. As far as the keys, put it right on Ngakwe. I was talking about the front four, but they've been doing a heck of a job, especially in the second quarter after that first drive. Again, had a little trouble with the first drive like we did with the Eagles, and then kind of got settled in. Now, the other one, I'm not real impressed. Perriman's having a decent job, but overall, honestly, it's looking like we're going to have to draft some defensive tackles. At least a first-round stud guy, bring in somebody. Hankins isn't doing the job. Solomon Thomas is getting pushed all over the field. I just don't think he's big enough to play defensive tackle. And we're stopping him, but we're stopping him after a 5 or 7 yard rush, so that's not good enough. Daniel Jones, a better job in the second quarter than the first quarter and containing his running. But, he would look like the better quarterback thus far in the first half. I got to admit it. It is what it is. As far as the offensive side, Jacobs is running the ball just like I thought he would. There's no issues there. I think we got to keep giving him the ball. Maybe a little outside play. Mix it up with Drake a little bit. That would be nice. And then this one, Zay Jones not really involved. He's been in there, not really involved. I think some of that's on Carr. Renfro's looking good. I thought he would look good as well. He's got that touchdown play. That didn't surprise me at all. But I think I want to see a little bit more from these guys. Brian Edwards, at some point he's got to start getting it going. He has the talent, especially with Ruggs out now. These guys need to step up and fill the void. So I'm not really seeing it here. But again, Carr has been a little off with his passes. Let's be honest here. So let's get to the I want to check out the out of town scoreboard, and there's some interesting things going on. If you've been noticing these, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but we're going to go through this real quick. The Bengals are still looking bad. I thought they might bounce back against the division rival. It's not really happened. Burrow threw a pick 6 early in that game. This one's very interesting to me. The Broncos and Cowboys. The Broncos are pitching a shutout here at halftime, and yes, Dak is playing. Amari Cooper's playing. CeeDee Lamb's playing. Ezekiel Elliott's playing. So they have a full complement of their stars here. What is going on with this game? Obviously, I'm not watching. I'm focusing on the Raider game. This is very interesting to me. Two teams probably aren't going to make the playoffs. Don't really care about that. Falcons, it's a divisional game. Otherwise, this would be kind of a surprise to me. The Raiders, I think, should have at least 17 points, if not 20 points at this time of the game. I'm going to be looking to the third quarter to actually see them kind of launch out like they did against Philly. I think that's going to happen, but a little bit disappointing there. Patriots, Panthers, no real surprise there, to be honest with you. This one's obviously a surprise here. The Bills are kind of being kept at bay by the Jags, and I mean, they haven't had a really good defense since Gus Bradley was there, in my opinion. So this is very interesting right here. And then Vikings, Ravens, both teams are kind of up and down. I don't put a whole lot of stock into that, to be honest with you. So let's get back into our program here, and let's see, right here. So we already talked about week 9. Now we're going to get to the Q&A section. I know you guys are putting some questions out there. I'm going to field these right now. How you guys doing? Are you guys enjoying the game? What do you guys give the team as far as grades right now? Now, you know, when I do my reviews, I put grades out for the keys to the game. I want to get your take right now on this first half while we're here during halftime. Let's see. Watching on the Spotlight channel. I'm watching on this. Oh, are they showing the actual game there? Because they can talk about it, but if they show the game, they could be in a little bit of trouble with this platform. Wish they had. Sandy B says, I wish they could have had. I think she meant the touchdown instead of the field goal. Yeah. This is about Derek Carr being off a little bit. He is getting a little bit more pressure, but he's been off though. He's been off on the intermediate routes, the short routes, and then they're in the end zone with Waller. So it is what it is. He even pointed to himself on that third down play at the end. So seems like open guys to throw to. There are. Carr's got to get it to him. Carr needs to get it together, honestly. Raiders should have taken that guy out for the cheap shot, seriously. Yeah, it was weak. I mean, the play was even over. They were getting tackled. He just kind of ran up and got a little easy one. He got penalized, but it was ridiculous. Dominique says, hopefully everyone will see why we absolutely need OBJ. These guys cannot be counted on. Zay and Edwards. Edwards had a drop. Zay was not. I would say that's more on Carr. My problem with OBJ, and I said it during the preview, was that I think he doesn't have the right attitude. He had problems with the Giants. He had problems with the Browns. And that's the last thing I want to do is bring another guy in like that, like an Antonio Brown. He does have, number one. He does have some talent. Number two, he's past his prime. Let's admit it here. He's not the guy he was in that Giants uniform. And to give him what I was told, I heard there was like $7.5 million. We'd probably have to pay him for this year. Not worth it. I would rather get a guy like Deshaun Jackson for about $1.5 million, $2 million. Play him for the rest of the season, then make a strong push for Devontae Adams as our wide receiver 1. Sandy B says, can't see the game, only going by what somebody's saying. No, he's only telling. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to be on here and give you play-by-play and you just watch me talk, I could do that if you guys desire it. I thought it would be, I know a lot of people are watching the game themselves, and we could just talk about things at halftime. If there's enough support with it, I will do it. That's not a big deal to me. But right now, I think the halftime format makes more sense the way things are right now. Sandy B says, I hope they put the gas pedal on, especially in the second half. That's what I'm expecting. This is kind of similar to the Eagles game, with the exception of the offense kind of sputtering here, especially with Derek Carr. A little surprised with the accuracy issues. It almost looks like the two quarterbacks changed jerseys here. I was looking for Daniel Jones to be more erratic. Hey, Wesley John, glad to see you came here. You did make it late, but you did make it. That's fine. If you have any comments about the first half, go ahead. Basically, it's 13-10. Personally, I'm a little bit disappointed in the performance overall. The first drive, the defense did not look very good, but they've kind of cleaned it up. They look pretty good. And now it's on this offense. Josh Jacobs has looked excellent in this game. He looks like he's 100%. That week off did him great, and I'm love to see him run those cutbacks, those stutter steps that he does. It's so exciting. I mean, honestly, I don't think we've had a running back quite like that since Marcus Allen. Not to say he is Marcus Allen. I think Marcus was better in my opinion, but still very dynamic back. Carr just needs to get it together at this point, and I think he will in the third quarter. Tired of the short pass. Well, the problem is, we have to do that to belay this pass rush that they have. Let's see. I like the way you're doing things, Raider. Well, thank you. I like the way you guys show up here, and we can have our discussions. Jacobs does look good. Kaufman was, yeah, he was, but I think Jacobs is better than Napoleon Kaufman, from what I've seen. Obviously, he needs to stay on the field. He's been injured a lot, but when he's 100%, I think he's more talented. Yeah, the Cowboys are getting creamed. Yeah, we went over that during the week 9, and the whole thing is they have all their full complement of stars there. So, they have Amari, they have CeeDee Lamb, they have Zeke Elliott. Dak is playing, and Denver's pitching a shutout in their stadium, which is very, very interesting. They did put up a stat I saw during the game that the Denver has beat Dallas 6 games in a row, their last 6 meetings. But, we only play them once every 4 years, so who cares if they won 20 years ago? It's not really a factor in my opinion. Plus, Denver was really good there during the Von Miller days when they won a Super Bowl. So, stats kind of misleading, but it is surprising that they have no points on the board. Shout out to anybody who started Dak in fantasy. My condolences. It was a sleeper game. They didn't prepare for the Broncos. You got to prepare every week. I think McCarthy is an idiot anyway. So, well, the game is starting back up. It has started back up. We're getting the ball in the second half, and I am expecting a touchdown on this first drive and getting back to that big lead that we had, just like we did with the Eagles. We're going to get back to the second half right now, and we do have the lead, but I'm not real impressed with what's going on, to be honest with you, and we need to play a little bit better. We're keeping this, honestly, in my opinion, an inferior team in this game. So thank you guys for coming out, and I will see you at the next live stream.
With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the years?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.